I'm here with Connor and Jarrod, and their project is called Americana. So, gentlemen, what were your roles in the film?
You want to take a crack at it first?
Sure. So I'm Connor Pannell, and I was the content creator, director, writer of Americana.
And I'm Jarrod Beck, and I am the producer, and I will be acting in it later on in future episodes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, what was the genesis of your project or the inspiration behind it?
Well, one of my biggest influences is a video game called The Last of Us, and something that was, there we go, he likes it as well. Fantastic, fantastic game.
What video game do you play in the first 15 minutes? You just start crying.
You're just crying. It's
And
like, well, this
"That's
isn't
not how
fair.
This is supposed to go. Yeah.
But so there was so much emotional depth to those characters, and I love how, so it was a zombie story, but at the same time it kind of subverted everything about that, and so
It turned it to be the entertainment factor of it, not the investment factor of it. Instead of just, you can only kill, I guess, at least in my opinion, some people may disagree, you can only kill zombies for so long without sort of going, I've done this.
where can I feel my heart
Yeah,
now,
where does
you know?
this matter? Yeah.
So the genesis of it all, though, I was walking around on my friend's farm, which is actually where we shot the pilot of Americana.
In Georgia.
And I had this vision of this character cremating his brother on this funeral pyre on the farm. But what fascinated me was the concept of you're forced to cremate on this pyre, but in the future, and so there's kind of some cognitive dissonance associated with that. And so, what is the backstory? Why is this character forced to, do it in this way? And so from
Not so
there,
distant future.
yeah.
Not so distant future.
So from that, I just began to expand on Americana because there were some concerns that were going on with other countries like social credit. In China or in Sweden, there's a device that you can have put into your hand which functions as sort of like a key fob, but I thought, well, what if we started mixing social credit with something like that? It sounds like it's pretty easy for people to keep an eye on me like that.
On our home turf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the thing that got me excited was it seems that a lot of times people can really sort of gravitate to what sort of, we're a tipping point and then the falling out and then sort of the what can happen after the falling out.
Sure.
And so there's a lot of things, people even take Hamlet and things and put things in a post-apocalyptic scenario. I thought it was really interesting that we sort of go to the breaking point and then maybe back up a little bit and see how the pot sort of boils over. And so I thought that was a unique idea and it got me really excited about it.
Yeah, we don't necessarily take a look at the aftermath, but rather what sort of led up to everything.
Oh, that's really incredible.
Thanks.
So, from the point of it being an idea to edit, how long have you been working on this project?
Well, I started writing it back in October of last year, so just about a year ago. And so we started shooting in December, so there was probably about a 2-month process between writing the initial pilot and then shooting it. And then we didn't have a final cut probably until just about April of 2019. So it was a somewhat extended process to chop it down, fully sculpt it out, kill our baby, if you will. And that's just for one episode. And so we also have 11 more episodes planned, ready to
Written
go.
out, yeah.
That's
right.
wonderful.
Thank you.
There you go.
So, what kind of hiccups did you run into while you were creating this project?
That's an excellent question.
Or
I think
anything that you learned throughout the process?
I think something for us is to just make sure that while we have this awesome, really immersive world with the ideas of the smart cities, and then also starting with sort of a southern nostalgic vibe and that journey through things, but to just make sure that we really emphasize that a world is really cool and building that world is really important, but what really matters is the people that live in it and why you care about them. And so the things that we never wanted to get run away with the accoutrement as we did the heart of the people and why we care about what they're doing in the world that we built.
Wow.
And so just to make sure that we always stayed grounded in setting up the game board and then sort of watching it shrink as we have everybody and their controversies get to the point where they collide.
Wow.
And so we just wanted to make sure that stayed as a really big focal point.
Seems like a very well thought out, well written project that
Well,
you're
thank you.
working
Thank
on.
you.
Thank you.
So what's next for you guys?
Well, we want to get the remaining 11 episodes made. Jarrod and I, we've put a lot of time into fleshing things out.
Yeah, I show up in episode 4, so we need to get to that.
There you go.
Get some moves made here.
So how can we follow along with what's going on with the the project?
Well, you can check out the project on Instagram at
Yes, you can.
Americana_series, and we'll be posting
Finger
supplemental original content on there, as well as stills from the pilot, behind the scenes, and all sorts of stuff that if you're curious about Americana, you will love to see.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations for being accepted into the festival.
Thank you.
That's pretty amazing. It was great to meet you.
Great to meet you
Welcome
as well.
to Duluth.
Thank you very much.
Thank
We're happy
you.
to be here.
All right, take care, guys.